Now, what a game we have to talk about today. A 7-goal thriller at Anfield. And on the surface, yeah, it looks like a total blowout for Liverpool. But today, we're going to dive deep into a scoreline that, trust me, tells one of the most misleading stories you'll see all season. And there it is. Liverpool 5, West Ham United 2. You see that? And you think, wow, a hammering, a complete demolition, a day to forget for West Ham, right? Well, maybe not. And that right there is the big question we're getting into. The result absolutely screams total domination. But when you look just a little bit closer, a completely different and honestly, a kind of bizarre story starts to take shape.
All right, so first things first, let's just rewind and relive the chaos. Because this match was absolutely action-packed right from the very first whistle. Okay, so Liverpool get off to a flying start. Ekitiké nets one in just the 5th minute. Then, at 24 minutes, Van Dijk pops up with a header from a corner. It's 2-0. And just before halftime, a brilliant volley from Mac Allister makes it 3. But hold on. After the break, West Ham hit back. Souček scores. Liverpool respond though. Gakpo makes it 4-1. But West Ham still aren't done. Castellanos gives them real hope in the 75th minute. Before, just a heartbreaking own goal from Disasi in the 82nd minute finally seals it. What a roller coaster. So how in the world did Liverpool build that lead that looked so decisive? Well, it all happened in that first half, and it really came down to one specific part of their game. The players head down the tunnel. Scoreboard says 3-0. You're thinking, game over. And for some West Ham fans, it literally was. You could see sections of their traveling support already heading for the exits. And the story of that first half, it was all about Liverpool's newfound deadliness from set plays. You know, any situation where the play is stopped, like a corner or a free kick, all 3 of their first half goals came from those situations. It was just a clinical, absolutely brutal display of execution. And this is where it gets really interesting. Just look at this turnaround. At the end of last year, Liverpool were one of the worst teams in the entire league at scoring from set pieces. Now, they're the best. In just a few months, they've managed to turn a massive weakness into their most powerful weapon. But that dominant first half and that incredibly lopsided final score, well, that's where the simple story ends and the real mystery of this game begins.
Because here's the thing. Despite being 3-0 down, West Ham didn't just collapse. They came out swinging, they scored 2 really good goals, and, this is crucial, they missed several other huge opportunities. They were anything but a punching bag in this match.
And this is the stat that just blows the whole story wide open. Just look at this. The final score is 5-2. But the expected goals, that's the stat that measures the quality of chances a team creates, was actually higher for West Ham. Let that sink in for a second. The team that lost by 3 goals statistically created better chances to score. It's almost unbelievable. And you can just hear the confusion and the frustration in the West Ham manager's voice. He felt his team played well, but then he's stuck trying to explain a result that's basically indefensible. It's a paradox that perfectly captures the madness of this game. So the big question is, how does this even happen? How can the performance on the field and the final score on the board be so completely disconnected?
Well, the first part of the answer lies with Liverpool. They were just clinical. It doesn't mean they created better chances, but they finished the chances they did get with ruthless, brutal efficiency.
But it wasn't just about efficiency. It was also, frankly, an incredible amount of luck. Get this, 4 of Liverpool's 5 goals took a deflection off a defender before going in. That's just an extraordinary stroke of good fortune, turning half chances into basically unstoppable goals. So you have this perfect storm, right? Liverpool were both incredibly sharp and incredibly lucky. And at the same time, West Ham were wasteful in front of goal and made those critical mistakes defending the set pieces that put them in that early hole. That is how you get a 5-2 scoreline from what was, in reality, a pretty evenly matched game. So when the dust settles on this absolutely wild, deceptive match, what does it all mean for the two clubs involved? Well, for Liverpool, hey, 3 points are 3 points. The win vaults them up into 5th place and a Europa League spot, which keeps their season objectives right on track. But for West Ham, it's just another devastating blow. It keeps them stuck down in the relegation zone, 2 points away from safety. And that image of the away fans streaming out of Anfield at halftime is what really sticks with you. It's a moment that just captures that feeling of hopelessness, when the score is all that seems to matter, no matter how well your team might actually be playing. And so we're left with this absolutely fascinating question. when the stats and the scoreboard tell two completely different stories? Which one is the actual truth? Is football really just defined by the numbers on the board? Or is it about the story, the hidden story that's told inside the game itself?